Three Americans, a Spaniard and a Canadian walk into a bar. In fact, no, it's a stage and it's not a joke. OpTic 1-0 up versus SK Gaming, two-time major champions. I do have some jokes on the desk though. It's none other than Chad Birchall and Janko Paunovic.
Cheers. Men
masters of their craft, and now we have to understand cash and if this reality is going to truly set in for that semi-final. SK Gaming, hot favorites for this one. OpTic in this very wild, loose style of play that we've seen profit other teams to a certain degree. Now the question is, can it really be converted into the full series? And to answer that question, Chad, I mean, I open up with you. SK Gaming are going to be shaken here. Is there any question there?
They'll be shaken, but like I've been giving you a lot the last couple of days, Alex, and this time I'm just going to have to say SK are going to win the next two maps pretty easily. So,
wow, there
I'm sorry.
Yeah,
someone has to do it eventually, right?
I don't think SK is going to be shaken at all. Why would they be?
Yeah.
I mean, they're the world's best team. They've been in this position many times. Sure, they lose their own map pick, but you know, that could have easily happened 16-14 in a closer game or anything. They have no reason to be concerned here. They're still the better team, and if someone knows how to play against being anti-stratted or teams preparing for them, that's definitely going to be SK Gaming. So by no stretch of the imagination are they out of this match. I would expect them to bounce back, and this time around they're going to get to start on the CT side as well, which is going to be probably more difficult for OpTic to execute.
And Devil's Advocate Alex over here attempting to drive a storyline will also say they started on the T side, the CT side versus Space Soldiers, and they went 12-3 down and lost that very map. Cash is up next. Maybe, just maybe. I mean, let's also not forget, SK kind of are the masters of playing under extreme conditions, perhaps being 15-9 down and doing what they do.
Well,
56.
It is a game of two halves, Alex. Any given Sunday, you either win or you lose. I mean, anything is possible in a sense that OpTic starting on the T side, right? We always talk about how then you get to dictate the pace of the game. If they come out, you know, all guns blazing, they can have a very strong T side. But the thing is, you need to look at it from the SK side of things. We're talking about an amazing team with great individuals. No matter what OpTic has in store, you kind of have to expect them to be able to deal with it and be able to bounce back after that first map.
And kind of closing thoughts with you, Chad. You've already dropped some reality bombs on some of us, but I do want you just to kind of finish this one with the discussion surrounding SK. People know what SK are going to do on this map. You know, we've seen it in the Twitter sphere. You know what Fur's going to do. You know what Fallen's going to be. But it's more than that. You have to be able to beat that, right? Yeah,
for sure. You need to be able to come in and know what they're doing and know how to counter it, or at least be prepared for it enough that you can out-aim them in a lot of situations. And it's such a difficult thing to do. There's those Twitter, I guess the back and forth, I think it was between Fur and, I think it was Config, and it was the, you know, I know what you're going to do, but that means that I know you know, and that kind of stuff. And how ridiculous that is, but it's true. Fur's never going to change his playstyle for anyone, right? And going into a matchup like this, they're going to continue doing their style. Sure, they might have to adapt on the fly, but that's something SK does best.
Yeah. Okay, the scene is set. I just want to see what happens now. There's a lot of question marks surrounding this series, the last of our quarterfinals. But to provide some answers, maybe the odds will, wow, they have indeed shifted. That was 1-5 at the start of this one. And you can see Betway perhaps having a bit of faith restored by that first map performance. Our casters too have been converted. I'm going to take a stroll over there now. It is none other than Pansy and Moses. The poses are bright and blooming today.
Thank you.
Yeah, that was actually
it
quite
was something,
nice.
wasn't it?
What's happened there?
Yeah, you're being kind for once.
I really don't know what's happened to me. Hey, Jason.
Hey, dude.
So you know how
I told you this would happen.
You did, didn't you? Is that how it went?
I was there all along, Alex.
Constant fan.
Yeah.
I have these powers, and it's taken me a while to learn how to use them of wrong predictions. And I've finally harnessed them to be able to get who I want to win. I
understand. So by saying this isn't looking good, the dream is dead, you were actually saying OpTic Gaming are going to beat them convincingly on Mirage. Is that Lauren, you speak Moses, right?
I've just started to work it out. I think you're about right here, Alex, but I think we hear the music playing, so it's time to go. Machine will check in with you after this one, and it might be a miracle, or it might be just as we expected. Or Jason, as you said, you've worked this out. What's going to happen?
OpTic's going to win this one, I think. It's going to be backwards, isn't it? Yeah, no, this is, I mean, obviously this is going to be a tall task, and as far as I know, we are live here into the pistol round as well, so Cold Zera has already taken a decent amount of damage, down to 16, gets tagged up just a bit.
Deep breaths, ladies and gents.
Look at Phelps. He's got so much information. He's already pushed out towards B. He needs no support. Doesn't need a second player there whatsoever. So Fallen's going to be on highway. Quick rotate over towards A. coldzera is going to be in mid as well. He'll stick around for a little bit longer to watch for a flank, and then he'll be able to help out as well. Here comes the execute. Oh, that's a nice pop flash. Taco's completely blind. Fer gets one, and a second. Oh, what a shot. That is disgusting. Can he do more? He's staying alive, though. That's incredible.
He actually got Mixwell.
What just happened?
The little fadeaway at the end. Oof. Can we get a replay, please? We're going to be talking to production here. Please, can we keep up a replay on that? Because something filthy just happened. No, we're going to look at OpTic.
Back down to reality, Lauren.
Yeah, exactly. So here it comes, flying back in, just with that hard slap to the floor of, yeah, SK. SK didn't like that first map, did they? They weren't all that pleased with how that panned out.
We saw them chatting after the game. It was all business, wasn't it? No smiles on the SK guys whatsoever. I'm still just blown away with that. I didn't even see the fourth kill come out.
No, it was just absolute filth. Into this one. We've got some people hyped up, singing away in the background. It's not even the crowd, it's just someone near us. This round shouldn't be too much of a problem. Shouldn't. But then again, neither should a Mirage for SK against OpTic, but it was. So, keep it clean. That's the game plan here. The analysis the analysis guys didn't really put much credence of OpTic's win on the first map into this. They felt the CT side start was always going to sit well with SK.
No, a team like SK, I mean, you take the maps in isolation, right? That first map isn't going to have any impact on how well or how poorly they play. One thing they have to avoid, we saw it in that first map on Mirage, is when they're making that comeback, is all the damage coming out, like all the kills that OpTic was getting, keeping the economy low, and eventually it was, when you could see scouts were coming out, UMPs. Here's a big one. Phelps trying to build up that bonus money. He only gets one. No armor investment for the OpTic side of things. coldzera should be able to feast here, and he is. 2 for him, 2 for Fallen.
Nice, clean work for SK. 4 alive that round. 1 reinvestment on towards Phelps. That's fine. UMP going to come out once again. He knows that OpTic can't get much beside them. Maybe an upgraded pistol too. This is the round. It was the follow-up shot that not just here. Just wait. There it is. Did you catch it?
Well, that's
Did
not
you
even
catch
fair.
it? He's just bending bullets. That's not how the game works, but it does for him somehow.
Good lord. All right.
You're right.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I guess.
You've seen weird things
as
today.
all right as I can be after that. That's savagery. Taco's not aware they're that close. Now he spotted it out. Oh, that's an unfortunate nade. That could have done some decent damage, but he spotted out so much. And again, look at this. The no respect play out of Phelps, catching Rush completely off guard. He's pushed all the way up towards the B bomb site again.
And I like the way that SK coming into this. It literally is water off duck's back on the first map. It's gone. They're confident, they're aggressive, and they're not letting OpTic have any sort of real leeway. There's no avenue in, particularly, without them noting this. Although they are kind of getting around Phelps here, but then again, Fallen's already considering that. Yeah,
I was saying Phelps put himself in a tough position, but he's covered it up now after no pressure. There's one more they've lined up for him. Can't get anything else, but Fallen's got that AWP at range now towards the B bomb, so it shouldn't be a whole lot of damage. And it's good that OpTic goes and clears Phelps out, and they're going to have to keep their eye on that in the future. This is now 2 out of the first 3 rounds that he's pushed up the B site, and if he's going to be getting that much information in the gun rounds, it's going to be all over. Nice long range from that.
Yeah. They've spotted out where coldzera is. Naf's looking to make this a little bit more painful if he can. Not going to get it. coldzera not going to let that slip. And as you said, and the big thing about making plays like that, when you consistently push an area, you're always going to be aware of it into the future. You always have to keep it in mind now. It's not going to be an easy pass just to get to Sunroom or even play towards B slightly. You might have to dedicate a whole player to literally sat in spawn on the little signpost just to be watching to see if he pushes up. It's a lot to now consider. I mean,
I highly doubt it comes out in this round, but there will be some at some point. I'm sure Phelps does that in this half. Especially considering now that the guns are out. Usually, I mean, a default setup for the terrorist side is having 1 player over towards the B bomb site.
Well, nade didn't quite go where Phelps would have wanted, but it's fine. He's still okay. Close shot there. Didn't quite find its way through, but it will force a little bit of change from Phelps. OpTic not given much for free. Early dabble into things from the AWPing there, coming out from someone other than Mixwell. So he's now going to reclaim that. It's his job, his duty, his burden to bear to try and open up one of these 2 sites. It's never easy. And SK retaining so much of their utility, not burning through stuff fast. They're down to around that minute marker now, and they're still perfectly fine.
It's still 4 Molotovs, so if OpTic's going to run some kind of an execute later on in these rounds, there's going to be plenty to slow them down. Smoke is going to deny Fer information, which could be deadly in this position. This is a nice boost over the top of it. Mixwell seeing if he can get a little bit lucky. obviously will practice to slide him out and peer along all these. This is very, very cool.
Nice.
Yeah.
And now they know where he may still be because of these sort of information plays. You find out where they're not, so you can kind of work out where they are. And even with that in mind, though, the spoilers come through. That's Taco on highway pulling himself up in towards the site. There's no massive commitment, but they need to soon. You're down to 35 seconds. Still good enough to make a play coming in for OpTic, but SK are in the right place and certainly at the right time. coldzera already watching for the back. 3 players now here for SK Gaming.
Yeah, they've got Tarek out underneath the boost box as well. Now they're starting to commit. SK might just think this isn't going to happen. That smoke is refreshed, and Tarek's got to get over. There's the flashbang. Fallen blind, but Fur is still lying in wait. Fallen becomes clear vision and gets a kill. Here comes Fur, 2 for him, and he's holding down Quad nicely. So much time, so much damage dealt. Rush has just got to go for the plant, and it's not going to work. SK pounce.
Shut down by SK. 4 alive again, and the clock being the worst opponent.
There he is.
He's all right. He's chilling now. It's still early.
He's having a good time, isn't he?
Look, he turned up in an OpTic show and they just won a map against SK Gaming. I'll be pretty pleased.
Yeah.
Kind of surprised. You know, you're not expecting that, but this is going far more to what we'd expect. A good, clean start from SK, looking back in the confident driving seat, not allowing OpTic to have their way with them.
Nice shot from Fallen. Takes off the head of Naf. No real, I mean, again, it's going to come down to these deagles. 1 flashbang on Rush, but no smoke to block off Fallen at all. This isn't really a fight you want to take, a path you want to traverse if you're OpTic, but it looks like they're going to go right at it. 1 out boost, Fallen misses an uncharacteristic shot. There's the follow-up. Yeah, it should be an easy wipe up from here, even a TK coming in.
Rush, don't make it easier.
I promise you things will get difficult.
Yeah, it's hard enough as it is. Oh god, the tag through the wall? Who's going to kill him first? Phelps is there in the end to put him out of his misery as he's wounded, walking around. He's keeping the faith alive, but when you're sitting there with 5 rounds against you and it looks this easy so far for SK, the money's looking very well rounded. You've got to be banking on rounds like this coming in for OpTic, or at least hoping they make some sort of headway.
A lot of money being built up, though, on the SK side. That's the scary part. Fur's at 400. Everyone else has got no worries whatsoever in the world when it comes to their economy. Good buy, though, from OpTic. Op is out on Mixwell. Full utility on everyone as well. Pretty big, I mean, a lot of these rounds so far for SK have started with a good, solid presence in mid. It's not like the 3-player aggressive, dedicated hold of mid, but 2 players there to do some damage.
God. What year is this? These smokes, I haven't seen this in a long old time. Right on over. Full on smoke hit. SK are wondering what's going on.
I mean, the counter utility pretty much neutralizes this, doesn't it? It's going to be so tough. Oh, that's going to help out, though. Naf with the adjustment, completely blind, taken out of the fight. Phelps with a kill here, and now it's on.
Yeah, if Tarek had landed that cleanly, maybe it could have been his, but Mixwell had to jump into the action. There's still 2 players actually dedicated towards the site itself, so SK putting just sheer amounts of bodies on this, but Naf's going to find one on the flank, so maybe there's a chance on this. Maybe there's a bit of hope here as now just 1 man stands in the way, and it's going to be Phelps, and Phelps will not be moved without a fight. A 1v2 now emerges, and he's looking for that follow-up, but the bomb has evacuated that site.
Yeah, a little bit of a bummer for Phelps. This has got to be feeling very depressing, almost an unwinnable situation. 11 HP on the other side of the map. Oh, this round is all Naf, because that hit on the A bomb site was stalled out completely. That's the problem with those full-blown executes. When your opponents have such high utility, they can stall it out. They can throw their own smokes and Molotovs into the choke points that don't allow you to utilize your own. It's just all the kills that Naf gets in mid finally depletes that defense, and he's going to get a 4th on the round. High impact plays get OpTic their 1st round on cash.
Now, remember, good money was sat with SK, so they're in no real problem for a repurchase here. They can get the double back out to play, but if Naf starts going, there's a lot to be seen with that man. He had a great game in the first map.
Well, there's a switch up in the defense, and you can guess it. Double op setup. Cold's going to grab one, Fallen the other. As we see so frequently, Cold over towards the B bomb site. No one to really challenge him, though. Here's the duel. Oh! I almost thought Fallen was going to get that flick. You always feel like he's going to get it, but Mixwell a little bit too quick this time around. Continuing that op success from Mirage.
Yeah, great impact. Now they still need to consider where to go now. They split the last 4 players into manageable slices, but again, look what SK are up to. Here it is. coldzera and Phelps. finding information. It looks like Rush is getting a little bit worried about it, but Naf is watching. This is what I was considering. Would they even consider that this late into the round? Yes is the answer, but the second is a surprise he wasn't ready for. But information passed on again. They now know where Phelps is, but where do they take this attack towards? Yeah, that kill from Phelps makes them freeze, and he's got a decision to make if he wants to get aggressive, if he wants to fall back, but OpTic want to go right at him. Holding the angle. Here comes the flashbang. Phelps turns from it, turns back. Second one, he doesn't turn from that. Doesn't even see it coming, it feels. But he does get away into the bomb site. He's just stuck, isn't he? Smoke gonna come out, but he's... Oh, wow! Right around the edge of the smoke, almost through it. He's still alive. He's not taking damage. The Molotov's not burning. He's buying so much time, giving his team a chance. Oh, God, and Taco's come in there now. The spray, it's excellent! Taco claiming 2 lives, as OpTic thought it was theirs, but Phelps being slippery on the site, not letting them get that bomb down. And look at the confusion. How is he allowed to do that? What's going on? It all fell apart. You could see him questioning it as well. He's like, how did that happen? How did no one kill him? What just occurred? Phelps buying so much time, and no one from OpTic was in any position after that kill comes out to contain Taco. 3 kills, it's 6-1. What a miracle performance by Phelps that round. That's ridiculous, isn't it? Without him doing that, that would have been OpTic's round, I'm almost certain. Now it's broken the money for OpTic. They're down to pistols. SK looking for more. Look at Fur. Look at this guy, straight away. Hitting right on through. He's got the SMG and he wants to use it. He wants to make that money. And the rest of SK playing out of the site. Not even letting them get a chance to get these guns away. Oh, this is a nightmare, Lauren. This is what Fur loves. We know they just give him an SMG and send him chasing. He's biding his time, waiting until he can get more. This is going to be so quick. There's 1, there's 2. They don't even see it coming. 3 as well. You love it. Pretty tasty. 4 kills, money made, bank looking formidable for SK. And they saw that first map and they said, all right, you can do it, we'll do it just as well. Do you know what? We'll do it better than you just did. And yeah, there was the initial 3. Big impact. We talked about this being the nightmare. Is like, I mean, it's awkward rounds, right? It's those pushes towards the B bomb site, not expecting it that round, pushing and flanking. This is like the mental warfare that OpTic's got to handle from here on out, and it's so tough if you feel like your defaults aren't really successful in mid rounds and late rounds. If you're just running that default and you can't find success with it, but at least it sustains you from taking that early damage or the knowledge of some push. That's the trap OpTic is falling into. Fallen being a little bit wary of middle there, not sure quite what he had going on, but you can see there's an air of caution being shown by OpTic here, knowing that CT-sided aggression is pretty likely, maybe not expecting exactly what they're having here, but for now Fallen's been quelled. He can't quite make the hit he wanted to, but he's going to fall back and watch main anyway. He's still in a good spot, going to shut up that door. Not born in a barn, was he? Good boy. And now falls towards, sitting towards, I guess, like quad MBK sort of area. So can be smoked out, can be flashed. And another good flash comes in. Hard to dodge that. Little short one in return to try and hinder that approach. Molly goes in, buys some time, but the mollies are burning. None towards MBK corner, though. He's allowed to do this. 1 kill. Where's the follow-up? Not there. Tarek strikes back, and OpTic have a chance still. Almost a massive mistake, missing that second Molotov. Hazed. He recovers in time. Nice shot from him. They're at least going to get the plant, but 2 players of SK are already here. Can they find anything? Cold's just rotating now, and I think they've got to set the stage if they want to have a chance in this, and now it might be the save call. Phelps is back towards truck. Not really challenging. Too much utility in the way. You feel like that could have been punished much, much worse from Fallen. Both Molotovs went towards quad, and OpTic still make it work off the back of a beautiful shot from Hazed. Oh, Cold's error. Clean. We'll find Hazed in the end, but it's a round on the board for OpTic more than anything here. But as you highlighted, not having that molly going in towards MBK is just terrifying that he's allowed to do that. He's allowed to flash out, he's allowed to molly himself, so he's basically set himself up to either they run through the molly that he's just put down, or they're completely blind. Either way, he's always got to kill, let alone any more. It was almost surprising he didn't hit that second or didn't have the chance to do more. But it is what it is for now. Money's still good for SK. Not perfect. They're starting to run out of that nice built-up bank that they once had, but they still have a good buy into this round. Yeah, because of the saves, they're able to drop over some weapons, and that's why you see it be so formidable. But yeah, a couple players definitely have 4 players, or 3 players, excuse me, on the verge of just being completely destroyed economically. 7-2. They have a big advantage. OpTic's got to do more. They're getting there. They're getting there to the position where they've clawed themselves back in. And a change up here. Quite quick through mid this time, aren't they? Yeah. And Cold Zera being put towards the vents, so he's going to have a bit of fun. Tarek gets a bit of a dink through the side. Molly's, again, going in. coldzera not forced back, it's too deep.
Tarek was almost like intimidated and a little bit surprised. It looked like he saw him there. When he peeks around the corner, it looked like Cold's shoulder showed up, but he doesn't want that fight whatsoever. Cold is completely blind, so pretty lucky for him.
And just the presence alone of coldzera being there and them not being able to flush him out is going to cause huge problems for Rush and Naf.
Yeah, especially if Tarek called that clear, right? Especially if he makes the mistake of saying it's clear, because Cold's going to have a fast flank. Naf's still watching it for the moment, so good on him. And he does win the battle. There's the peek from Cold. Naf wins it, but a lot of damage being dealt onto these OpTic players. It's just Rush is sneaking up into a great spot.
Taco's still in a good position, though. He can be a real nuisance here. Fur as well. It depends on all the timing. We're down to 50 seconds. The damage is being dealt. Fur trying to support, allow space for Taco to operate. He does straight towards Rush, but the position is noted. Hard to back away from this, but they have to commit, and he's still doing work. He's still doing damage. 3 big kills. Naf can't dig him out of this one, surely. And Mixwell cornered.
Oh, Taco, big time play. Huge from Boost. Feels like Mixwell and Naf thought that was a sure thing that their teammates would be taking that A bomb site. They were waiting to lurk. They wanted to pounce on a rotator. Taco just deletes everybody. What's the play here? Flash out towards Highway. That's going to get his teammate out, but the clock is an issue. 14 seconds. I don't think they have a chance of winning this. At this point, it's the save call. Naf's going to run off. Mixwell's slowly going to shrink back through Squeaky Door. They're on a little bit of a hunt here. But I think they decide their economy is too fragile to go for it. Oh no, they peek anyways. Missed shot by Mixwell. He's not going to re-peek into that.
Does stay alive, does keep hold of what he had. So 2 AWPs now in the hands of OpTic. Mixwell and Naf both keeping them over. The rest are around 1.5. On the other side of SK, with that many players alive, they can again spread the wealth, try and keep things building for themselves, and retain this very strong lead. But this play from Taco was inspired.
Yeah, superb. Sensational, some would say.
Can you believe it? Simply sensational.
You had a can you believe it in the last game?
I view sensational as well. Nice. I just rip off old casters that no one remembers these days. It's great. Sadly, Red Eye's here, so he's, you know.
Can't take his, can you?
No, no. Toss pot. See ya. Thank you very much. You've abandoned esports and just went over to Twitch. It's fine. So you're just going to be pilfered. Mixwell looking for his first chance to strike. Eyeing up that forklift. It's a good-looking forklift, of course. Hoping maybe a player goes towards it more than anything. And just on the other side is Fur. One step could cost him a lot. And there it is. Life now gone, depleted. Taco looks to avenge, but no further push to come.
It's kind of cool. Taco being boosted up again. Probably the thought process from OpTic is surely he won't be there 2 rounds in a row. See if that comes back. But here again, I mean, this is, we've been alluding to it this entire half. Phelps again pushing up towards the B bomb site. That allows Cold to be in vents. And if they come back towards B, Phelps is in a perfect position. Rush has got to be careful. Actually, everyone's got to be careful because they're all readdressing in this direction. Phelps, knowing that OpTic likely clears this out on the way past. Timing is everything. There's coldzera with the kill. That's going to help Phelps out, I think. Oh no, he gives away his position. He gets the kill, but it's traded. He would have liked more. He thought he was going to have more. Pop flashes out. It's dodged, though, and Cold can't get away. The rotation is on, but they're going to beat it. Fallen trying to get below with the AWP to get the angle. It's going to be smoked off. So he goes above. Molotov, he stands in it. Heroic plays from Fallen to bring this into a 2-on-2.
How many times can he deliver these sort of plays? Taco, very quickly to this sort of position, might catch them out a little, but the bomb will be planted. So time now works favorably towards OpTic. Nade comes in. Doesn't do quite as much as maybe they'd hope, but not bad at all. Fallen looking for the next chance.
He's got a Molotov as well. He can force them out into the open.
They're not sure where both players are. You can still see Fallen wondering if they push CT. Are they trying to pressure? Damage now starting to pour in. The molly begins to burn. It hasn't quite spread yet. They're holding their nerve. OpTic, they're trying to keep it together, but SK, they're going to start applying that final bit of pressure. But can they get there in time? Taco finds one. Eyes up the second, and he's going to do it. Time is on his side. And the defuse will come in.
That's got to be so uncomfortable for the OpTic players. Stuck inside the bomb site. Nades raining in. Taco throws one, picks up another. Even the Molotov keeping them pinned to the box. Such an awkward scenario to be in if you're trying to defend a post plant. I don't think Rush at the end could hear the footsteps, could hear the communication in time. It's very tricky in those high pressure situations. 9-2, SK piling it on now, but still, I mean, there's a little bit of light for OpTic. They still have the economy pretty low. It's a little bit beat up. Yes, this is a weaker buy, but if they can finally drain it right at the end, I mean, they can at least claw back to maybe like a 10-5, right? Like that's something you can at least try and build on. That's some of that hope that you like so much.
Look, I like to allow you to pretend that you're the, you know, stoic analysis, but we'll come back to that because Mixwell believes. He's a believer. He's got 2 kills, he's got a bomb plant, and rushes a gun. 2 flashes, smoke goes in. He's so hoping he could find a gun out of this, but it's not to be. He's waiting for the time to put that down. Smoke goes in. One smoke back towards main. Going to hinder what they can do. This is a game of chess here. And there it goes. Already Fallen going to find Mixwell. It's down to Rush because this retake is doing pretty nicely. They're running a little low on time and they might not expect this. But that bomb is planted, if I'm not mistaken, on default. So again, Rush would have to fully commit to this. And yeah, he's going to hold it back. Maybe find a kill at the end. I don't know if you're going to be able to stay alive. Yes, he does. But round on the board for SK.
It's actually pretty smart from Rush. Keep the gun. You still get the bonus money because the bomb was planted. Take one more gun away from SK. OpTic's going to be pretty happy with that round, all things considered. But now, I mean, we have to do away now with the silver linings. 4 players from SK are under $1,000. No better opportunity for OpTic late in this half to make something happen.
I don't think anyone's surprised at this mental reset that SK have come in with. This is that confidence, ability, and capability, and Fallen, he wants it all. Oh, he misses! First time for everything, it seems, and now he's in trouble. It looks like OpTic want to just hit off the back, but what's going on? It's complete madness! And SK never look phased, never look worried. Always staying in control.
That's where you see the difference in composure of these teams and players. Tarek gets caught, gets sucked into chasing after that kill for far too long. They had a chance, but if it's not happening through the smoke, I think the reason, I mean, they just kind of, it's not just Tarek, to be honest with you. To be fair, he calls because Fallen misses that shot, because he's so awkward falling back. Tarek just calls for the execute to happen a little bit earlier. Everyone comes out from OpTic just to kind of capitalize on that mistake. But SK's prepared for it. Players in perfect position to defend against it.
Okay, the SK fans are starting to get into it. They're starting to turn up. I guess after map 1, they're a little quiet, going, please, SK, not today. This is the day you need to do it, and well, they have. Map 2 has been theirs from what looks like start to finish. An 11-2 score is very, very strong. It's something that you'd kind of, it's almost a message right back at OpTic, like, guys, you had a chance the first map, very good, very well done. Map 2, not so much so.
Yeah. Bring him back down, and this is a map that SK has become very, very good on over the past few months, even though it's OpTic's pick in the series. 1 AK, upgraded pistols, heavy play towards the B bomb site. All 5 of them are going to be here. It's going to be Cold and Phelps. This time the second op in this defensive setup is on Taco, which is over towards the A bomb site, so plenty of bodies here, plenty of mobility and versatility in this B bomb site to defend. It looks like it's been called off for now.
Yeah, I'm not sure what they're feeling at this point. Maybe just scared of quick flanks or mid-pressure. Going to go back towards B. And it might be a quicker hit off the back of this, just purely because they have those Tech 9s. They can leave Rush to go in third or something along those lines. Maybe second at this point, yeah. Hayes, Rush, Tarek, Mixwell, all making their way there. Fallen's en route, though. Okay, they've got Checkers control. This could be a bit awkward. Rush looks for options, not to be found in Vent.
This is awkward for OpTic. 2 Molotovs left. They can still do something with those towards the bomb site, but Fallen's here as well. They have nothing to really block him off. It would have to be 1 Molotov up top, 1 on the site. Hope you can get the kills from there, but it's just the Tech 9s. They have nothing to really close the distance except for headshots from Rush. Fur falls in vents. Phelps is fighting. Now he's burning. He's going to go down. It's all Fallen, but he misses the shot. coldzera's still here. He's holding him back, doing everything he can, but it's not enough. 2 on 4. OpTic somehow make this work. They're in the bomb site. Fallen missing some more shots. There's the bomb down, though.
Oh god, that's a disaster. Double AWPs now actually have a place in this round. 17 seconds. Taco needs to hit the blind. No, he does! It is sensational, and Fallen wants a bit of it. It looked like OpTic again had a chance. It just goes away again. Taco sealing the deal. SK taking strides in the right direction.
SK just barely holding on to that round. Taco the savior coming in hot just in time with the AWP, and like we said, the initial utility using that execute, when it all runs out, there's nothing to block off that choke point. So yes, the ops there are extremely deadly. Apparently as well when you're blind. Nice timing from Taco on the shot. 12-2. This is the SK we thought we'd see in the first map as well, but better late than never, so they say.
Does mean, of course, third map now is looking very likely. And if I'm not mistaken, it will be Cobble as the last. Just to double check, it is. Now that's an interesting one. Again, you're favoring SK all throughout this. There was never a moment when you sat there and went, yeah, no, OpTic won that veto. Nope. It was a great first map, but it was a matter of time until SK just found that rhythm to it that they seem to just get into. Getting aggressive, getting in people's faces, never letting them feel comfortable anywhere on the map. Well-placed nade from OpTic.
Phelps has been doing it as well. They've been like the Bash brothers, right? They've both been aggressive on different sides, and at different times it's been so impactful. A lot of variety in this defense we've seen out of SK. Mixwell's boosted up with the AWP. He's only got one player available to pick off here. It's coldzera, who's currently smoked out. Actually, he's peering over the top of that. That could be so deadly. And it is. Tarek down very low. 16 HP on him. Not able to finish it up. There's Rush onto Phelps. Ooh, again, coldzera just misses the timing on that Tarek peek. Rush is here to help him out. Smoke's going to allow some cover, but he's pinned down. He's got to fight his way out here, and fight he does.
How does he do this? coldzera is an animal, isn't he? Most people are done. They're moved out of the way by that point, but look at the time he's bought as well. There's only 25 seconds remaining. They have no step towards the site. They don't know who's where or what's going to happen because Taco's still up in this position. No, it's Fur, excuse me. Taco is supporting in this position. 15 seconds now. Let's try B. But what's going wrong with B? It's fallen. He knows what's coming. Oh my god, an uncharacteristic miss, but time being bought here. He knows it as well. Naf goes down, but the bomb has snuck its way towards the side just in the nick of time. But you're in a 1v3 retake. You're going for something big here, Mixwell, and the tag will not do enough for you. And it's SK looking solid now.
Yeah, not just solid, looking dominant. 13-2. So many different ways in which they succeeded in that half. The double op range supreme, it was never really taken away from SK. It was at risk at times, but OpTic could never find that one closing round to really break the economy, and SK run away with it.
A crash back to reality for OpTic Gaming, merely getting 2 rounds, rather meager after that first map performance. But it looks like everything's back on track now. SK Gaming going through what we expected to have happened on the first map.
Yeah, and I mean, if you're OpTic, you have to, on some level deep down, that you'll probably never admit, you had to have expected you were going to hit some hardship. I guess the real thing that you're bummed about is how hard it's actually getting in this second half. 13-2, it would have to be a monumental comeback. And SK, I mean, it just looks like they went out, they had that chat, it was just all business, and these odds just keep swinging so wildly, don't they?
Yeah, it's a very clear picture in this map, and I like the idea of OpTic doing well. I really do. I love a good story of an underdog and someone achieving something that's not meant to be. But SK, they get this reputation for a reason. They are an outstandingly talented team, and anyone who disputes that is simply irrelevant, because they are just so good, and everyone knows it. So Tarek, under severe scrutiny in mid, trying to back away, expects the flash, turns for it, no one there, and they're just going to go straight in for the fight.
Yeah, and he feels like he has to fight this, and he gets one. Oh, nice recovery. Still some pressure yet. Naf underneath. This is a double stack in checkers. There's the kill coming out. Fur trying to take this battle at long range. Finds one. Naf's now exposed, but he can't get taken down. It's all down to Cold. He's got the Molotov, not able to use it just yet because of the pressure Naf was putting on, but it's a 1-on-2. He does not have the bomb to work with. He's got a decent amount of time on the clock. 40 seconds, just checking his flank now.
Looking for it. Trying to find an avenue. No one's actually flanking actively. They're both by the bomb. Playing quite safe here. Don't really blame him when it's coldzera against you, can you? 23 seconds now. He's going to make this hit count. Has to kind of give away some of the spot here. No one actively watching vents. Now Mixwell spots it. Perfectly fine. Good position. Doesn't have to fully commit to anything. It plays in, if anything, the other teammate, which is Rush. Shouldn't be able to get in this isolated fight. I'm wondering where the support is at this point. 7 seconds. Guess he didn't need it. Rush didn't feel the need to help. He's all right.
No, it's so smart. I mean, it's probably Mixwell just saying, don't help. He's making sure he does not help whatsoever, just because the bomb timer is going to run out. So why even challenge and allow Cold, the best player in the world, to have any kind of a situation where he spins and gets both kills? He's just saying, sit back. Don't worry, you can't get to the bomb site in time. Oh, hello.
Production are having fun, aren't they?
Driving the truck.
You're not allowed fun in esports. There's no one told you this. It's only serious stuff. Nice work there. 13-3. SK. Not the perfect start, but, you know, they've got more than enough rounds to play with. And as much as when we were seeing it the other way around, when it was SK very much on the back foot first map-wise, they have the pedigree and the ability to keep cool and you know, keep consistent throughout those rounds, whereas with OpTic, it's more you're hoping for everything to go right. You're hoping that things fall into place rather than you can believe in it.
Silence all along the map. The door opens to give it up. 3 smokes on the SK side of things. That's Fallen, that's Fur, and that's Taco. And would you look at that? They're all towards the A-bomb site. There is a plan, Lauren. Smokes are out, trying to make this feel as legit as possible. And at the moment, they have 3 players here sticking around. When do they get the information? I think Mixwell sees all of it, and here they are towards the B-bomb site.
Yeah, Naf fell off pretty hard as well, and Tarek was already over by truck. They didn't exactly turn tail instantly as quickly as they could, having a lot of faith in Hazed here. He's doing very nicely, of course. He did have help, but then the smoke comes in. He gets isolated. He can't do anything now. And the Deagles are looking a little scary, but there we go. The rest of the teammates are dealt with. And OpTic are 4 alive. They shouldn't lose out on much here, but coldzera can make these situations very, very painful.
Pretty cool. I mean, SK gave himself a great chance to win in the sense that if you throw a fake like that and you're not committing any bodies to it and you're not getting any kills, OpTic's going to figure it out pretty quickly. So actually, before the rest of the team is even there, Phelps is already making a play a couple seconds ahead to try and clear things out, to try and get a sneaky kill, try and catch someone maybe not paying as much attention, maybe just trying to glide that extra inch before anything's called out. Just doesn't pan out.
And that 1 inch can make the world of difference.
A game of inches, as Yanko would like to say.
He does. SK, money, still obviously not in the right place yet. Gonna have to go through this. Bomb plant in mind, maybe. See what they can muster out of this one. On the other side, though, we still have the SMGs up as well. Mixwell on that. Naf, just the same.
This time, there's no real utility to have any kind of a fake as well, so it'll be interesting to see what SK decide to do. Not a whole lot of options available to them, and they're shrinking as Naf push-ups further and further.
I think he doesn't have to necessarily push beyond this angle. I know you always want to kind of get those kills, but you basically lock down the easier push. And the problem is that timing actually could be really against him. 2 players there, yeah, he's falling off it. Useless Rim isn't so useless anymore. He's got a player to handle, and yeah, they've swarmed him. He's in real trouble. There's no one else by B. They don't know that, obviously, but that could have been a lot worse than it was. Yeah,
but I also a bit fortunate in the sense that SK, since they have nothing, they can't really take advantage of that. They're too far away. The team is not prepared to hit that B bomb site. But now they also have a smoke on top of that UMP, and yeah, Rush maybe just getting a little overeager. Looked like he wanted to turn that corner and just caught out in no man's land. So a chance here for SK. Furs boosted up, clearing out mid. The rest of the team will head over towards the A bomb site. That one smoke could be the difference maker. It's going to block off Highway. Mixwell can fight from Forklift. And there is a rotation here. There's 3 members of OpTic waiting for this hit to come in at this bomb site. Fur still being a little bit of trouble. He just needs to stay alive to keep their attention. Mixwell's traded off. Now this is dicey. Yeah, a little scary now as the plant is going to come in. I'm pretty sure Fallen can get this one without a challenge unless someone makes a real error. No, Rush couldn't get quite close enough without risking everything. Hayes going to take the quick route round towards main. Might be surprised as a boost, maybe not. As soon as you see the first one of the seconds there, Fallen can swing on it. But they're actually buying a lot of time. And, oh God, no, not like this, OpTic, no! Surely not! Oh, SK! It's filthy! I know it's after the watershed now, but please, think of the kids. That shot from Fur on the flank, or he's made a presence in mid and he goes around to try and full OpTic. Hayes knows it's coming, but still, that shot is so instant. Fur gets the kill, and then here's some of the follow-ups from coldzera. Great job from SK. I mean, again, that's all it takes is just one small mistake. Naf just a little bit pushed up too far when he doesn't need to be. OpTic on the back foot again. Scout, they have 1 M4, 2 FAMAS, and just a pistol on Hayes. This is going to be such a tough round, especially as Hayes is burned down to half HP. Or been spammed, excuse me. Mixwell, find Fallen. Striking first, but still with limited bite to the bark, I guess you could call it. Hayes, though, having a little bit of a wander here, meandering through mid, right in the smoke, going full North America. Gonna go play through it, maybe a little flash. Think of Stewie as you do it. No. Pray to Stewie as you do it? You have to. He is a kind and merciful god. Hayes sees the bomb, so he knows someone's got to come forward eventually, and Phelps using the... Oh, no. Oh, God. Why is it always happening to us? We saw Edward do this, and I don't know what was worse, that or Edwards? Edwards was a rifle. I mean, he was... Can someone make a montage of that? You know what I mean? Just for me. That made me real happy. Split screen, perhaps. We can compare as they happen. That'd be nice. Either way, you do really hate to see that. So 4-on-4 now. Hayes, that was a perfect opportunity. Phelps has his knife out entirely. He's switched over to the AWP so we can stay a little bit farther back. The scout has got a ring true, but it's going to be blocked off. All there is in the bomb site is nothing. SK is going to get into this site and get an easy plant. I expected there to be a defender inside that bomb site. I was like, I had to adjust mid-sentence. Eurodan's playing on B. No, he's not. Nothing really is on B, and the bomb goes in. That's about the only thing that's there. SK take control of it, get it done. And for them, it just looks like another day in the office in this map. Yeah, it does seem pretty clinical. Obviously, they're helped out by the fact that they won a complete save round, right? Mm-hmm. And, I mean, OpTic, I wouldn't even fault them if they went for this. It's unlikely, and I mean, they're taking too long. They're definitely saving here, but I wouldn't have faulted them if they'd chosen to go for it. At 4-14, you just have to say the likelihood of you running off 11 straight on this, after this so far, what we've seen on this map, it's just like you might as well just go for it, see if you can give yourself a cushion to make an actual comeback, even if it's just a 1-round cushion. There we have it. SK retain 3 members, OpTic with 4, but as highlighted, the rounds are the problem. SK have had enough of this Cinderella story. They're tired of all our emotions getting the best of us. Not Jason, he never believed. He knew this was going to happen. The North American Pride will only arrive in map 3. Maybe. If they do well. He's a complete plastic fan. Never think otherwise. Only supports winning teams. So, very rarely North America. However, tags everywhere. Fallen left on 30, Tarek not much better, 22. But Naf does find Phelps, so finally a bit of a start for OpTic. But by this point, it feels like a losing battle, doesn't it? Yeah, it really does. But certainly anything's going to help at this point, and coldzera is blocked off by some smokes. 3-on-5 scenario. And actually, I mean, this is the scary part for OpTic. They have to get mid control, and they have to do it aggressively, although maybe not. Tarek's just taking shots. He's not smoked off whatsoever. He left the B bomb site, so you lose that kind of map control. That's why I'm saying OpTic has to gain control of mid. That's not necessary from Hayes. He puts himself at 1 HP, and he's a dead man. He can't get out of there, and Taco burns him immediately. Still a dire situation. Naf's not going to make that same mistake. He's just waiting for the feet to appear.
Yeah. Play it in whenever he feels it. Right. No, not now. Doesn't like it anymore. Flash out, no, leaving that. Tarek, you deal with it. It's your problem. There he is, he's good, he's up to the challenge. Taco, left in the 1v4.
All right, 2 for him. Bound into a 1-on-2. He's got 3 kills. He'd have to go for the ace clutch. He's going to get the plant down. OpTic not moving, not biting in case it's a fake. But he's got good positioning. He's just got to isolate the 1-on-1s.
There's a world where I see this happening, and Taco takes them through to map 3, right here, right now. Rush and Naf in his way, however. He spots the first, and there's not enough time to take the fight. The molly burns, but it doesn't matter. OpTic will get the defuse once they get the orb and give themselves another chance in this.
Yeah, plant's going to help, though, and still the money is so very low on the OpTic side of things. Going to be a little bit of a beat-up buy, and SK is going to have everything, so not out of the woods just yet for this sequence. They've got to go 10 more in a row. Gaming is believing.
Yanko agrees.
Yeah, Yanko's over here.
He loves a good tagline, he does.
Peanut gallery.
You mean the analysis desk?
The analysis desk and their peanut brains.
They have been flaming us all day. Henry's a bully too, I'm just gonna put it out there.
There has been a lot of bullying going on. We had the commissioner in the office earlier today. You'd think there'd be some red cards, at the very least a yellow or 2.
It's not happened. What else isn't happening is SK getting a first kill. They've been denied a fair few times. Rush there to catch Fur, a little unawares, but takes a lot of damage for it. But still, this is a unique approach, I guess. They're trying it. They're giving it a good shot. It's just, 0 mistakes against SK is nigh on impossible.
Yeah, it really is, especially considering you have to, yeah. We'll just leave it at that. That's about all you can say.
I think it's fair, isn't it? Before Jason starts upsetting people.
Yes. Well, Tarek, this is a pretty clever position to be in at the moment. Above the flames, there's no way they expect this. Surely
no one checks this. He's hurt Taco. If you lose this fight, oh, you feel bad, don't you? You feel really bad. Tarek could have done so much with that. But Taco, he doesn't necessarily check on it. He just kind of falls on him. He's like, oh, there's a player there. Perfect.
It's quite nice.
always lovely to get a little freebie.
Flash in. Yep. That's going to blind Rush as well back in quad. So they get a little bit of information, force the defense a little bit more passive. Not a lot of utility left on the SK side, though. Oh, nice peek from Mixwell.
Yeah, okay. Finding Phelps and the follow-up. Needs to swing on this one, though. Needs to get that. He does. Mixwell putting in a performance. But it's coldzera now. And denied again by Mixwell. Starting to fire up, starting to feel it. You can see the beers are flowing now. They're starting to get a little rowdy.
It's Germany. The beer's been flowing all day.
There was a lot of kush around the around the stadium early on. It did smell very beer-like as I walked out, but do you know what? Appreciate that. Enjoy it.
Yeah,
Why not?
Those are the fights you get when the T side is just out of utility. They have nothing to smoke them off with, and they're just saying, okay, someone has to win this fight, especially because he's in the middle of the map, and you're saying, all right, if we get that kill, that's going to be the rotator between the bomb sites. So you really, it's a very high importance kill.
A hit coming in. One flash to set the piece. That's on Fallen. And Rush and Mixwell better prepare themselves. What's about to come pouring through that door? 3 players. Mixwell got the angle. Tarek going to find Phelps as well. Looking good thus far. Rush is there. The forklift is again so problematic. coldzera does find one, but instantly there's a reply from Tarek.
Yeah, defense looks like it's starting to hold strong all across the board, and without losing anyone, they're starting to build up money as well to sustain some losses in these rounds moving forward. 8 to go. Still a long way against such a formidable opponent. But one benefit is Fallen doesn't have the money for an AWP into this round, so it's 5 AKs, a small benefit there.
Yeah, especially when it's been Fur who's been a real headliner so far. This guy has been playing out of his mind, and I mentioned Coles, you can hear rowdy fans. It's always good. Maybe not when they're near us. But Naf and Mixwell got the double orb going in. And everything else waiting for it. SK try and take a very active fight here. No flashes, no mollies, nothing before it. And Tarek, can he get away with it this time?
Timing. Oh my lord, what a transfer. That is sick. Huge hold, and again, OpTic, this is how they won Mirage, remember. It was those early starts in the CT side, the aggression that found them 1 to 2 kills, and SK could just never truly recover from it. Started to feel some of that in this cash match.
We know what happened last time that jump was used against any Brazilian team. Fans were not pleased around the world.
I'm not pleased.
Hey, it's a CSGO feature, all right? Don't worry about it. Phelps right on it. 3 players for SK. About to pour themselves in towards one of these sites and give it a good go. They've got one smoke to try and set the piece up or maybe make a little bit of a ruse with it, whatever they feel like's an option here, because that forklift play coming out from whomever it may be there has always been deadly. Rush had some real success there last time.
Yeah, a couple of smokes, though, on the SK side. They haven't really positioned themselves to do anything. They have mid-control, but that's just because the benefit OpTic just gives it up, not overextending the defense. Say we already have a 2-man advantage. We'll just shrink into the bomb sites and be able to handle whatever it is. These smokes want to be used. Well, there goes one on Taco. Doesn't even get to toss it out. It's given away Mixwell's position, but he's going to be mobile after this.
Mixwell's been... Well, most of the time he was just watching Connector from the back of truck. He wasn't even looking towards Ace. That was a quick little adjustment from him. coldzera, not going to have much option. He's down to 9 seconds. He can at least make it costly. He can get that gun away, and he's going to do it. That's a good strike. Fallen, going to be fed as well. Rush, running away into this. No time for a round to be won. That could have gone a little bit scarier if there was a bit more time on the board.
Certainly, but I mean, no one from SK really knowing in those positions what play you can make, so just allowing the time to run out. A couple kills at the end is just a consolation prize. This is getting tough. What an opening from Tarek in that round.
I really like the way, even in that round then, Fer actually checked on the spot the Tarek was sat in before when Taco killed him. So yeah, you're kind of playing around it, you're slowly evolving where you're standing, and excuse me, it played very well to that.
There's also a timer on that play that Tarek makes, because you're using the smoke, right? So as soon as that smoke fades, you're just kind of in an awkward spot. So fortunately, the time to make that play occurs before the smoke is gone. Continuing to claw back into it. As we have a tactical timeout, SK, they've got 3 left, as you can see up on the screen, trying to figure out what adaptation they want to make, what changes do they want to do. They've got one AK-47 on coldzera to work with, investing in some pistol armor and smokes and utility outside of that.
Yeah, SK, you still feel it. You know, one player kicks off, they've got it. You know, and they've got so much potential there. Every single player can have those rounds, so it should be a matter of time. Should be. If this goes to OT, and then OpTic lose it, I'm mad. There should be just SK closing this out eventually. It's been a nice old turnaround from OpTic. They're starting to get back into this a little bit. The money's there. It's been working. Oh my god, are you... Whoa! Phelps, if only you knew.
That's a great feel for timing. Certainly. Tarek's boosting up, though. Again, looking for the fortuitous moment. Taco and Fallen over towards door. The rest of SK pretty spread out, watching for any kind of pushes, but no one with eyes on this.
No, look at how Phelps and coldzera are going. This is going to be curious to see how Tarek works this out. If the spot comes in, very, very strange play. Tarek's going to catch maybe Fer on the way through if he's not checking it. Does he hold? He waits, and now he strikes. There could have been another player there, but he wanted what he could get. Spots out another, faking out the jump as if he'd gone down with the sound, but they're watching this. They've got eyes on it, and now he's in trouble. coldzera can spot this. You can have a look towards Garbage, who jumped the box, turns for the flash, goes back into it. Tarek's yet to escape. He is still here. He's committed. There's no backing away from this. Oh, God, you can't run. You can't hide, Tarek. You've got players everywhere, and he knows it.
Yeah, that's the situation, Tarek. It's just you're fighting to your death. Fallen would love to get that weapon that Tarek had to be able to fight this battle. He's calling for teammates. Hazed in a tough spot. He's trapped here as well. Rush is on the way to bail him out, but it's not in time, and now Rush has to get away. And he does up highway. Again, you give SK an opportunity, and they can pounce. Into the flames. Taco goes. And as we've seen for the majority of this half, the B defense is outside of the bomb site. Mixwell gets one, though. They need to smoke this off, and there it is. Mixwell hoping for some lucky timing, crossing his fingers. Rush is here above, though. There's a gap in the smoke. That works out well, and the bomb is dropped. This should be over, and it is. OpTic continue to come back.
Do you know, I love the fact the analysis desk have had to stand here since SK got towards 15. That brings me joy. They sit in the green room. They mock the North Americans. They're negative. They don't believe. Yanko has none of it. OpTic are making them stand up for this one. This is good. Mixwell with some great plays coming in with that AWP. He was very quiet at the start. starting to build into this now, but SK, they've got a decent buy. Still not great, still a UMP on coldzera, but they've got everything else.
Faster play, pop flash through the smoke. Phelps is going to come through. It blinds Tarek as well, so he just bails out. They don't want to fight that in mid. There's a smoke and connector as well. So SK has control. Still the double up setup for the OpTic side of things. Mixwell at the A bomb site. Naf over towards B, and he's got Hayes to support him. We've seen players from SK in this position where Fur is a couple times throughout this, and they haven't really utilized it some of the ways we've seen in the past. Haven't really seen any kind of op duels up towards the A bomb site. No one kind of pop flash and peeking and working their way up for an A split.
No, it's been pretty tricky for them. Mixwell's been generally handing out free haircuts through middle, but it's not there this time. He's playing you know, quite passively. This is not a new look. He does like to watch connect from back here. He's played towards truck before. He's also got Tarek with him, and you can see him starting to get the information towards B. Maybe a misinformation if Phelps maybe takes the fight. Still a lot to be seen. Now they make the play towards mid. Phelps doesn't land it instantly, but he does eventually adjust way better than Hayes does. Now Fur could get a bit of the action too. Could he get flashed in? Is he hoping for someone to make a play, help him out here? Phelps might just set that up for him, looking for contact, trying to find the player. 30 seconds. SK are looking towards A, and this is bringing players over towards B. OpTic are not reading this right, but Tarek holds on. Oh, the follow-up is great. Phelps falls, but now SK have to make that final push between Fallen and coldzera. They can still crack this one through. Oh, in the heels! It's Naf! And now coldzera, a 1v2. It's a retake with Opt. It's not easy. Can he do this?
It's an awkward situation for Cold, though. One wrong peek. If he doesn't bait out a shot, he's done, and Mixwell's got him pinned in. The other op coming up highway. coldzera trying to give his team a third map here.
He's a genius, though. He knows he can do this. Losing is not an option. Oh, coldzera's an animal, isn't he? This guy. If there's anyone else in that situation, you doubt them. But you put him in those situations to win the map. You know he's going to get it done.
I don't think he baited out that shot. It just seemed like Naf took a shot a little bit early, and coldzera takes the opportunity to punish it during the reload. Great match. Too much time SK was given to close that one out. See a comeback, but just not enough room to work with from the first half.
This is paying off to be a good quarterfinal so far. I'm getting ready for that map 3. We saw what SK can do in between map 1 and 2. I don't know yet. You know, I'm chilling out for now. All right, we'll see. We'll see how they look. I'm going to be in pure motivation and nothing that can be quantified because it annoys other analysis. So if they're just feeling it, you know, if they're just got that American spirit behind them, I don't know. I'm done with this talking anyway. We're going to head back to the desk and hear what they have to say about that one.
Thank you so much, you guys. Yes, indeed. A full 3 maps, perhaps as anticipated. In fact, no, as anticipated, especially by the man directly to my left, Chad Birchall, and, of course, Jenko Pavlovich, YNK, and Sponge, respectively. It's going to be a bit of a kind of a wake-up call for everyone, getting on that OpTic hype train, myself included, but we knew that SK were going to be unfazed coming into that second.
You bought a ticket on the OpTic hype train?
Not so much the OpTic hype train, but more of the...
First class.
More of the, okay, I like to be this, like, can you imagine kind of guy, like imagine if. Overly optimistic, perhaps.
Yeah, no, I'm with you.
You were starting to believe as well, Alex.
No, not quite there yet. It's, of course, Fallen does blow minds on occasion, and it was actually him and his teammates, coldzera, in fact, popping a couple of minds and heads in that last round.
This is the exact same scoreline we had. Oh, no, it was 16-10. Oh, close.
Thought you had something.
When I say exact same, I mean I get a 1-round difference either way, right?
Yeah,
there's always that buffer.
I mean, stats don't tell us anything.
Yeah, who knows what stats mean. Anyway, we got some numbers, and the numbers are in. Fur was all over the place once more on that CT side. If you look at just his impact, it's like he is playing the CT side like it's the T side, seeking out the frags. And speaking to Fallen in the past about this, their approach is with Fur, if he goes out and he gets 1 and dies, he still gives them a heap of information. You know, they always know he's going to get 1. He's that kind of Mr. Reliable in that regard. Even though it's such a sporadic, you know, play style, I think he's maybe trying to take that crown away from the likes of JW in this I guess, approach.
Yeah, I mean, is this something, a style that's always been applicable to Fur? Or is this a recent transition since Phelps has joined the roster?
I think it's been on and off. Basically, like before coldzera, Fur was that type of a player. Then after coldzera joined, and basically after they made the roster change with Taco and FNX, they, as a team, started playing a different brand of Counter-Strike. He didn't really, maybe wasn't even allowed to be as aggressive as he is. And then with the addition of Phelps, it seems like that gives him a little bit more room to work with. And in 2017, he's been outstanding for SK Gaming. It does feel like his 4K in the pistol round set the tone for that whole game.
And of course, he's not the only player from SK I want to talk about. It is, of course, another member of the Brazilian roster.
It's getting late.
Him up. It's getting late. Indeed, it is. But some spicy plays from Spicy Taco, as you get to see him doing everything.
This round was actually amazing from Phelps, because Phelps was alone on B towards the exit. He was playing close up with the AWP. He misses his shot, but he buys a lot of time for his team. Manages to bunny hop to the back of side, throws a smoke as well, keeps buying time, and then a great pop flash comes in for Taco. And because Phelps was able to buy so much time, Taco is able to get the 2 kills, and that basically wins the round for SK. So it's like the smallest of margins, but it still tells you how they're able to work perfectly off of each other, and under like high pressure situations, and when there's limited amount of time, they can still make the best decisions.
And would either of you guys consider this game as a prime example of what happens when that loose and free and kicking about with your mates style of Counter-Strike on the T side meets SK, or meets, locked in CTs, meets a team that can handle it?
I still think they had like relatively good synergy on the T side in terms of like the approach to their strategies and stuff. Like we saw that aim boost over the smoke. They definitely had tricks up their sleeve and they had a plan, but it wasn't loose in the sense of they were just running around and defaulting and hoping they were finding kills and being able to capitalize on that.
Less loose than NIP? More loose than NIP. Less loose.
Well, I thought we were going somewhere else there. Probably the same. Probably on par, yeah. I think, the approach is, hey, we're going to go for this spread pick type play, and then we're going to put strategies on top of that when we need to. I think, like, the best thing they did when they were on the CT side was dictating. They didn't really get the chance to dictate on the T side, and I think you need to be able to have fast plays, some good rushes, flip side smokes, as I like to call them, rolling back the meta to really get that mid control early, force into some quick rounds to catch the aggression of SK off guard.
Yeah, and of course, Cash does go the way of SK. A map that, I mean, Yanko, you've seen much more of SK's Cash now than you did before the start of ESL One Cologne. What do you make of it, seeing another win under their belt?
I think it's a pretty strong map for them, because it's a map where you can, go for a lot of plays, go for aggressive moves. Yeah. Where if you're a team that's good at adjusting, adapting, reacting, you're going to have a good time on Cash. And SK is one of those teams. You feel like that Space Soldiers loss was more of an outlier than anything else. SK having such a poor CT side, probably not going to happen again anytime soon. And a concern for all the OpTic fans out there is the look on SK's faces once they won that map. They were just like, all right, like, whatever we won, like we still need to win one more map. Like this is, it's almost like embarrassing that we let it like go to a 3rd map even. Yeah. So they seem very determined to end this best of 3 swiftly.
There has not been many players that have proven that they will never stop the grind. Fallen one of them and the in-game leader for SK. Will they have a wobble on Cobble, or will we see them meet FaZe in the semi-finals? We'll find out and do some pre-match after this.
The Pay Safeguard post-match breakdown.
You can be a Joe guy if you want.